On September 11th, 2001, America became a very different nation. Soon after, the first shots were fired in the war on terror. In the 8 years since, Osama bin Laden has eluded the long reach of our military. Now, the CIA is calling on former agents to help with the hunt for bin Laden. Joining me now is Art Keller, a former CIA agent who spent 6 months in the Pakistani border region tracking Al-Qaeda leaders. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Carol.
So the government is calling CIA agents back to Pakistan, some of whom have retired, to hunt down Osama bin Laden?
They've long used retired people in a variety of roles, and it really adds tremendous value added. Think of bringing back a senior colonel or a brigadier general. These are people who've spent decades doing this work, and so they just add tremendous bang for the buck. I'm all for it personally.
True, but it's a difficult life. The living conditions are deplorable. I understand the divorce rate is high because they're away from their families for so long, and the frustration level for them must be, it just must be immeasurable because they can't find this guy.
It's tough, but there are compensations along the way. It's true that they haven't gotten 1 and 2, but if you're a middle-rank Al-Qaeda person, well, the number 3 role has been vacated repeatedly. It's not a role that you would want to have. So there are successes along the way. Yes, there's a lot of frustration, but there's compensations, and they wouldn't be in this line of work unless they were dedicated.
Of course, they're committed to finding him. You say there have been successes, and you're right about that. There's an interesting article in The Guardian. It says Osama bin Laden and Al-Qaeda are in crisis right now. Recruitment is way down. Core Al-Qaeda is now down to 6 or 8 men. First of all, do you agree with that? And the second question would be, will this make it easier to track Osama bin Laden down?
Measuring numbers is really impossible to do because as Al-Qaeda as an entity shrinks, the Taliban and other allied Sunni Muslim extremist groups kind of grow closer, and they have an ever more cooperative relationship. The significance of Al-Qaeda is they're the ones who have been projecting power outside of the Afghanistan-Pakistan theater to strike America. None of these other groups have really been participating in that way. So as long as they stay to be a localized threat, then we're ahead of the game.
The Guardian article also says that Al-Qaeda's influence with the Taliban is down, wouldn't that limit Al-Qaeda's power?
Definitely, because they rely on the Taliban for sanctuary. And so at the end of the day, if we end up getting number 1 or number 2, Osama or Zawahiri, it will be because we have denied them sanctuary in a sufficient number of places that they are forced to show themselves.
Last year on the anniversary of September 11th, I went out to ask Americans if they feared Osama bin Laden. 95% of them said, no, we don't even care about Osama bin Laden anymore. We don't fear him. They believe his influence has fizzled out, frankly. So why is it still important that we find Osama bin Laden?
Well, for a couple of reasons. 1, symbolic, but 2, there's someone on trial right now in Britain. There was a major plot that was disrupted a while ago to bomb 6 airliners en route from Britain to the U.S. That was going to be one of their attempted follow-ons to September 11th. So just because we disrupted the plot doesn't mean that Al-Qaeda is not still trying.
What do you think the chances are that we will find Osama bin Laden this year?
This year?
Because we have more troops in Afghanistan, right? And there's a new leader in Pakistan, so things have changed.
Things have changed, and more importantly, public opinion in Pakistan has